So what I want to know is why, when I do it at the beginning, does it play out? But when I do it at the end, it lasts for like 8 seconds and then dumps us out.
Are you playing the same one?
Yep. I only have one.
I don't know. That's bizarre.
No.
Not
Anyway.
everybody that watches through to the end gets that part though, because
Yeah.
those listening to the podcast get a full like 7-minute version of just the intro.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So thanks for finding the geek spot today, and everybody listening after the fact, and everybody watching live
on this All-Star Monday, as the home run derby for the MLB All-Star game gets underway. Just soon, or I don't remember what time. I'll catch the replays. But the Phillies have one participant in the home run derby. You would think, is it Bryce Harper? No. How about Trey Turner, who's on fire? No.
Kyle Schwarber.
No. He's not on the All-Star team, but he would have been a great choice. No, it's going to be Alec Boehm, who leads the majors in doubles, but not home runs. He's actually pretty far down the list of home runs.
But he wasn't at one point, right?
No, he's an RBI guy. He's not a home run guy, and that's fine. He's if you bet on Alec Boehm to win the home run derby and you win, you're winning a good chunk of money because he's got the worst odds to win. He's a long shot.
Yeah, there's some kids somewhere that I saw is like batting 500 though. So
yeah, I mean, hey, look, it's all good. We have 7 Phillies on the All-Star team.
8,
8 actually, most in the history of baseball. No Yankees ever had 8 players selected to an All-Star team. Just throwing it out there for our New York Yankee fan, and even though 2 of our pitchers declined to go to Arlington. Both are experiencing a little soreness.
Yeah, it happens.
It does. Yes. Hello, Charles. Hello, Dom. 10 days until Deadpool and Wolverine. The hype is there. Before we start, I have to mention that IGN, thanks to you pointing this out to me, some people got to see the first 35 minutes of Deadpool and Wolverine. So IGN put out a 20 Easter eggs or spoilers from Deadpool and Wolverine. Don't worry, I didn't read it. None of us have seen it. So we're not going to be talking about any spoilers for the movie just yet.
That is wild to me that you can publish that at this point.
It's insane that
hey, literally nobody's allowed to see any of this part. But let us tell you everything that happens in the first 35 minutes of this movie.
Right, which are probably really, really good.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. And to back to the All-Star thing for a second, Dom, I would take the 27 championships as well over having that All-Star record.
I don't think they would. Philly doesn't know what to do with all that.
I'm content with the 2 that we have.
Yeah, that's more than enough for Philly. Philly doesn't need more than that.
No, we don't need more than that. We have 2 on the hockey team, 2 on the baseball team. We're good. 1 on the football team.
1.5. I mean, they won the championship, which just not a Super Bowl.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, they won 2 or 3 championships, but whatever. How are you doing?
I'm good. Busy weekend, busy day, busy all those things. So had a couple gigs over the weekend. Those were good. Played a bunch of tunes. Went and took the kids down to see their grandmother yesterday. So had that drive. That was fun. Got to check out this other place, Crooked Hammock down in Middletown, which I highly recommend. It's a brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched some stuff, but nothing crazy. It was a pretty busy week or two. So I'm not as caught up I'm caught up, but I'm not as ahead on other things as usual. When we get through, like I'll talk about the latest Orphan Black Echoes in a little bit, which is still great.
What about that show?
I have some episodes. I didn't watch too many because I don't want to get too far ahead.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Wait till you get caught up and you've gone through it and you like it so much that you watch it on Comedy Central every night between 6 and 11.
I don't know that that'll happen. I have some hot takes, continued hot takes on this. What is it, 20-year-old show, 15-year-old show?
It's
when am I watching? From 2005. So almost 20-year-old show at this point, which makes a lot more sense now that I see that date. How about you, man? What were you up to over this
I can
hot
tell you
weekend?
that I did nothing. It was so hot and so gross outside. I didn't even go to the pool. Um, Saturday, I decided in my infinite wisdom at 3:30 in the afternoon that it was the perfect time to go out to the garage and try to clean some of it out at what is arguably one of the hottest
Yeah.
points of the day.
Sounds like an awful decision.
It was an awful decision, but the garage looks better.
Great.
Sunday morning, I had a hockey game at 10 a.m. It was a playoff game, first
Well,
round.
sounds less hot.
It was awful at 10 a.m. It's an outdoor game. It felt like it was 100, and nobody really wanted to play the game. We won in overtime. Actually, we won in a shootout.
Oh.
The game after us, they had to call because one of the goalies almost passed out. Their game started at like 11:30. So they got going like right as the sun was up there.
Right.
So they canceled the game that was supposed to game 2 was supposed to be Wednesday. They canceled that because it's going to we're record heat. Like we're in our third heat wave.
Yeah, it's supposed
For
to
this
not
area,
till like next weekend. It's not supposed to cool off.
right. For this area, it's really unusually hot. I know other areas of the country are like, oh, you guys don't know heat. I get it. So they moved the game to the following Sunday, but they moved the start time back to 8 a.m. So
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heat waves. It's not unusual. It's an unusual time for it because usually once you hit July, it's unbearable for 2 straight months. But this started in June for us, which is not normal.
No, and it's like it's so hot I can't even let my dog. Like my dog likes to go out in the yard when I get home from work and kind of lay there. Can't let him do that. It's like the asphalt's like lava.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I didn't watch anything out of the ordinary. Shocking. I did catch up on the 3 shows that we have. I can't wait to talk about one of them.
I can't wait for you to talk about one of them either. I don't even know which one it is.
I got a Steam Deck. Been messing around with that.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You're all caught up on Doctor Who. You're good to go. Oh,
Doctor Who, yeah. You know those Icon Unleashed programs that I had mentioned in the past? They started Spider-Man. So I'm going to wait a couple weeks for that to catch up. So they're doing Icons Unleashed Spider-Man. That should be pretty good.
Could be. I'll have to go see what that's all about. If it is any good, you'll have to let us all know.
I will. And then I've kind of debated on starting Lost again, but I haven't done that because you'll be really angry.
And then you said it was Doctor Who instead you were going to watch because we
Right,
lose a lot of shows this week.
I know. So it opens up a little bit of time, and now I can kind of filter that in.
Mm-hmm. Except for, as Charles points out, Hit Monkey came out today, season 2.
There you go.
It looks like so much fun. If you didn't watch the trailer yet, because I know you're behind on season 1.
I am a little bit,
but season 2 looks like a blast again. And it's look. I love the shows that lean into just being like, you know what, we're just going to do whatever we want. And they just lean in and they do whatever they want, and that's where Hit Monkey looks like is already at in season. It was there in season 1, but now it really looks like it's just.
Isn't that how they made the Acolyte?
Yes, only the opposite because this show seems to be more Legends of Tomorrow than the Flash season 7.
Speaking of the Flash, wow, it's almost like you were reading my mind. Except that's awesome. My first quick little list is the 10 best Arrowverse villains ranked.
Oh, I actually brought it up because I saw an article about the final few seasons of the Flash the other day and how wonderful everybody is realizing they are again.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No, they're comparing. They're saying they're worse than Power Rangers episodes the way the fights were towards the end.
This is an article on ScreenRant.com by Alexander Valentino, published 1 day ago. So this is relatively new. I didn't go all the way through this. I got the first 2, and then I kind of was like, okay. So,
all right. So we got Arrowverse.
Okay,
villains, and we start at 10, right?
Start at 10.
Okay.
All right. From Supergirl, Lex Luthor is number 10.
Ooh, 10?
10.
Oh, so this list is going to be a shit show.
I don't know where it goes from. I saw 10 and 9, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to have to do this live. I want my reactions to be the same.
I mean, look, John Cryer was great.
John
I would
Cryer.
put John Cryer in top 3 Arrowverse villains.
Okay, let's remember that.
I bet 6 of these are going to be from Black Lightning, though, so it's hard to keep track. Tobias Whale is definitely on that
At
list somewhere.
number 9, we hit the Flash.
Mm.
Savitar.
No.
Not even in your top 10 or higher.
I mean, he was a bad guy for a season, but it's Barry. They're all Barry. Barry's the baddest guy on the show. He's the biggest villain of that entire series.
Who is a worse villain, Barry or Saul from Acolyte? That's a good.
Oh, we'll discuss later. We'll
Okay.
we'll marinate on that.
Okay,
We'll bring that up at a later time.
Savitar was revealed in the Flash season 3, episode 20. Okay, number 8 from Arrow, Damien Dark.
8?
8
No.
higher.
He's also up there. I mean, he became like the bad guy on Legends too, and hung out there for a while. Oh,
and he's also one of my favorite actors. I love him as an actor.
He's
He
great.
was great in Yellowstone.
Oh yeah, for the 5 minutes he was on there. But yeah, so I mean, he's been great in everything he's done. That's exactly my point of leaning into the batshit crazy. Was he said, "Oh, you're gonna put me on Legends? Let's go."
Yep.
I'm all in.
Number 7, we get a Black Lightning villain, Tobias Whale.
7's not a bad spot for Tobias. I'll take that.
Okay.
He was there the entire series.
Okay.
He was the one that inspired Black Lightning. He
Gotcha.
killed his family and did all this. Yeah.
Here's where this list really goes off the rails at number 6. From Arrow, Malcolm Merlin.
It's 6?
At 6. I have no idea what's on this list. This to me is a huge disservice.
Yeah, I was gonna say Barrowman's got to be there somewhere. I can. I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm betting. Let me think through. So, who's probably left? Deathstroke, Eobard Thawne. There was no Supergirl returning villain besides Lex Luthor for all those seasons.
Rain was the only.
She's all right.
Okay.
Tobias Whale would be on there.
Tobias Whale's on there. We just passed him.
No, I know. I'm thinking nobody else from Black Lightning. Legends. I mean, it's also Eobard Thawne. Oh, so you probably have Zoom.
Probably Zoom, Prometheus, Anarchy. Arrow's got all the villains, but
yeah, Prometheus is probably up there, but only because he's so popular.
Okay.
Well, all right.
The top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. From the Flash, Captain Cold.
No.
Not at 5?
He was on the Flash twice.
Yeah, but
wasn't even like a season-long villain. He was on there twice, and they're like, "Ooh, let's put him on Legends." Which he became an anti-hero, so I wouldn't put him high on the villain list because he was
Malcolm Merlin kind of.
In that case, Heatwave's going to be one of the top 2.
All right, well, at
which 4, is not accurate.
We stick with the Flash at 4, and we go to Zoom. There's where Zoom is.
Okay.
Zoom wasn't a bad villain.
No, Zoom was fine. Zoom was fine.
At 3, we have Prometheus from Arrow.
That's a good spot for Prometheus. So, but we're gonna go Deathstroke above that, and then Eobard's got to be number 1, which is fine.
Number 2 from Arrow is Deathstroke.
Yeah, Manu.
He was great. He was great in the role. He was great overall. And number 1 from the Flash is the Reverse Flash.
Yeah, I don't
agree with
Dom agrees. He doesn't think they say Snart was a villain. I don't agree with Reverse Flash being the best by any stretch.
No, not at all.
I don't think he was as good. And I think they did more disservice to him over the years than anything. And you also which one, right? Because you had the one Jay, whatever his name was, actor. Not Jay. No.
For which one?
Not Teddy Sears, because Teddy Sears was Zoom.
For who?
The other Eobard Thawne who was on Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, Eric Lensher. No,
look at you. Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
Magneto?
That is Magneto, but it's the same thing. Same guy.
I know who you mean, though.
But yeah, the other guy that played Eobard Thawne.
The guy before they made Tom Cavanaugh be Eobard.
Well, when they, yes,
right.
before he took over Harrison Wells' body.
Right.
So yeah, I would. I think there's some clarifications needed in that list
Big time.
to bring it through. But I would say not one of that guy's
No,
best or
no.
worst lists because I don't know.
I don't have a ton of news, so I'm going to speed through this real fast. This was interesting, and I didn't look at this. 15 sitcoms from the 2000s that everybody forgot about. I want to see if any of these ring a bell real fast.
Ooh, that was a rough year for sitcoms for me. Rough decade.
Well,
honestly.
yeah, it was. Yeah, we were definitely in another on
Yeah.
another plane of existence during the 2000s.
Yeah, 8 to 10 was not my prime TV watching time.
Two guys and a girl.
Yeah, I've heard about it forever, and I've never seen it. What's his name was on it? Even Michael Rosenbaum always talks about it.
Ryan Reynolds was on it.
Yep.
Richard Ricardo.
Yep, the chick from Dirty Work, and
I don't think I'm gonna know a lot of these. The Bad Girls Guide in 2005.
oh, I saw this list. It's trash. We don't even need to bother with it.
Okay, that's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind dumping out of it if it's that bad because I haven't gone through it.
Yeah, I think I knew like two. Well, a couple of them. I was like, oh, well, that was a really big show. I don't understand why that's on here.
Okay,
You can keep going. Go through a few more. There's a couple more.
Shut it down.
Never mind. Ignore that list. That list is awful. We'll never look at that list again.
That's fine. I would rather go to the stuff that you've been watching before we go to the news because this is the fun part for me.
Yeah. So Orphan Black.
Yes. No. Whatever. You could do The Office last and give me the other stuff that you've watched.
It's only the other thing. I mean, I caught up on a bunch of shows. I caught up on American Ninja Warrior finally, so I'm all up to date on that.
Really?
I love that show.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, you watch wrestling. I watch people do other stuff.
I do.
It's that show's good. I've been caught up on something else too. Oh, Great Food Truck Race. There's got to be some trash TV in there.
Wow.
Yeah. Look, everybody has their own trash TV.
I'm not down
You
in
play
it.
video games. I watch other trash.
Listen, the fact that I've rewatched Friday Night Lights 27 times, I really have no room to say anything about what.
Yeah, all mine's still new content at least.
It's true.
There's only so many things I can sneak into between my daughter making us watch The Descendants and Bluey every 5 seconds. So Orphan Black Echoes continues to be doing. It's just great storytelling. It's super fun. They keep like unraveling bits and pieces of the mystery. Kristen Ritter's still fantastic. Need you guys to watch in on that and dig in. And if you want to watch the original series, cool. It's related, but not like there's some characters that tie over that help with things, and you kind of understand the universe a little bit, but you don't have to watch the original. So you got Charles watching Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. I hope he enjoyed it because I thought it was better than actually most of the movies have been in there, and I'm excited for season 2 of that. So, but that's it. I'm caught. That's it for those shows. I won't go deep because I don't know that anybody's gotten into the Orphan Black stuff yet, which you really should. But anyway, The Office. So I watched a couple episodes. I didn't go too deep.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get too ahead of it. Right. I gotta get through. I watched Email Surveillance, Christmas Party, and Booze Cruise.
Email Surveillance was hilarious. The beginning of that was great.
So far, I have continued to affirm my belief that Jim and Pam are the bad guys of the show and awful human beings. The stuff, at least so I heard that it changes, but the stuff they're doing to Dwight, who's just like the autistic guy at the office, like doesn't hold up 20 years later. I'm like, you're just mean. Like it's like, oh, we're pranking the weird guy at the office. I'm like, that doesn't hold up for me still. So it's tough. And then they're kind of just like bullies and they're cliquey, and like I know that's not the popular take on the show because everybody loves Jim and Pam, but like all I get from them is they're like cliquey and mean to everybody and kind of make fun of everybody else. I guess that's supposed to be the audience eyes, but I don't know that it translates right for me.
Christmas Party had almost 10 million viewers when it aired in 2010.
Yeah.
2010?
2005.
2005. I'm sorry. I was looking at something else. The next couple that come are pretty good too. This is a strong season. The end of the season gives it a nice little switch up to start season 3.
Why are there so many more episodes this season?
Well, I'm looking at it. You got 1, 2,
I've
3, 4,
12
5,
episodes
6,
left.
7. You got a lot of episodes left.
Oh dear
Okay.
God. I mean, I'm on Booze Cruise, which again is other
Booze Cruise
people
is
making
fun.
fun of the autistic guy and giving
Well,
him here's your steering wheel. Go
go
work on
drive
your
the
steering.
boat. Right.
And then again, Jim and Pam making fun of the cheerleader and the jock for being a cheerleader and a jock. I was like,
I-
is that like do you but you think you're the cool kids. So when you're around people that were the cool kids, now they're the bad guy
Right.
because you're okay.
I get it. I appreciate your take on it. I do.
I'm going
I
through it.
see it
I just
different because I watched the whole thing,
yeah,
but
like I said, I'm still going through. And if I were to watch this in '05, probably would have thought it was okay. But I feel
right.
like looking back and seeing this, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, I think I did try this and dipped out because I was like, oh, this isn't my it's got
I
that
got
like
you.
it's got like one trying to I always sympathized with Greg in Meet the Parents. Not in the
Okay.
later ones, but in like the first one, like
Yeah.
that movie's always hard for me to watch because I'm like, the guy's just trying to do his thing, and like everything's just going wrong for him.
Well, the good news is the next episode has the Foreman Grill in it, and that's a fun episode. Um, like I said, this season there's some there's a couple of good ones in here, and there's a couple where you're just like, oh God. But I'm glad you're with it. I'm glad you're with it. I'm glad
Yeah,
you're
I'm
committed.
sticking around,
Okay.
and I will continue to be probably super judgy until it
Um,
gets good. So
um,
maybe for another 200 episodes or however many fucking episodes this show has.
do you remember
How many
Redbox?
episodes are there? 188. Jesus Christ.
188. Yeah. Do you remember Redbox?
I
Remember
do.
I've
There's
had
still
all
red
these
boxes. There's still one
Nah,
at my local Acme.
not anymore. They went bankrupt. They're
No.
shutting down. They they filed for Chapter 7 liquidation. It's the last. The service was one of the last bastions of physical media.
No, there's that Blockbuster in Alaska, right? Or did that close too? I didn't watch
I
the
don't know if
special.
that closed yet, but I remember getting video games from Redbox. I never got movies, but I got video games from them
Mm.
and GameFly. Remember GameFly?
Yeah,
GameFly's
but,
still around.
yeah, but Gamefly was just Netflix.
It's for video games, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's shutting down.
That's no good. Oh, it looks like Charles also watched Crisis on Infinite Earth Part 2.
Oh, I still got to go back to that.
Oh, you didn't finish it yet, did you?
No,
Part 2's rough.
you told me that.
Part 3 drops in like a week though. That's why it's already came out on Max to try and spike it up.
I
think
could get it on the Plex if I need to.
16th, I think that comes out.
Did we talk about Horizon, Kevin Costner's Horizon last week?
We did.
Okay, good.
We did.
That.
And I think we hit up Agatha last week, right? That was dropped before us. Yep.
The what?
The Agatha trailer.
Yes, we did talk about the Agatha trailer. We have another trailer to talk about. Wait, we did talk about it? Yeah, we did, because you were very unimpressed.
Yeah, I guess
We have another trailer to talk about in a couple minutes. But how about Shrek 5 coming?
And a donkey spinoff.
And a donkey spinoff. Shrek 5 with the 3 original stars returning. Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and Mike Myers.
Look, there's only so long that some of them can't work before they
Hey.
got to go get that Shrek money again. So, Mike Myers and Cameron Diaz, it's been 10, 15 years since they did anything.
Mike Myers still has that Austin Power money. I don't know what Cameron Diaz might have some mask money left.
Well,
sure she
Austin
wasn't
Powers,
paid.
he did that awful show on Netflix like a year or two ago, and he played like 7 characters again, and was like, "Here's my big comeback." And then he was in the Queen movie too, I think, wasn't he? Bohemian
Yeah.
Rhapsody? I still refuse to watch that one. So
Allegedly, the release date is confirmed to be July 1st, 2026. And this, you can take as long as you want because this is voice acting. And it doesn't matter how old they get, as long as they can still talk. They're good.
And the thing is, they continue to blow up on the streaming services because it's like Shrek, the first one, is leaving Netflix soon, and it's like in the top 5 of Netflix movies still, and it's been on there for a couple of years.
Yeah. The trailer that we watched
for Brave New World.
for Captain America.
Yeah.
What did you think of the trailer for Captain America?
Ooh, it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it felt a little Secret Invasion-y.
I hope it doesn't end up Secret Invasion-y.
Felt a little like a watered down version of the Falcon Winter Soldier show.
I did enjoy the Harrison Ford line about the mustache, shaving the mustache off, looking different. That was kind of cute.
Yeah, I think that's the Marvel trope, right? They make some kind of joke about who's switch when they switch actors out, and then that's their acknowledgement of it. But I it goes back to, and I don't remember if we talked about this in person or on text or last week, but like you still cast an 80-year-old dude as your replacement to the guy that passed away from random old age in his 70s.
Right.
He said, "Let's get somebody older than William Hurt.
Well,
This is great. It's going to be
Harrison
perfect.
Ford.
Nothing could go wrong." Got a lot of Giancarlo Esposito for them not filming his scenes till like 2 weeks ago.
How about this coming from him? No one has correctly guessed who he is. So we had been talking in a text that the big speculation was that he was George Washington Bridge, character that I
Yep.
had to look up. That's kind of like a lesser Nick Fury, if I'm correct.
He can't. No, he was a member of the Wild Six Pack with Cable
Yes.
and all, created by Rob Liefeld and Fabian Nicieza back in the X-Force days.
There's my dog right on cue.
But doesn't really make sense for this one to pull in that.
So he's not George Washington Bridge as speculated, nor is he any of the other people that have been out there in speculation in the wider scope of the media.
And I haven't heard most of those. I'm wondering if he's Henry Gyrich, which could have been one of the predictions, but he's usually not that hands-on.
I honestly have no idea.
I mean, I don't understand who the good and bad guys are, so maybe he's somebody else from what's his name? The Korean War Captain America.
I have no idea.
You're
more the comic guy than I am.
Yeah, no, but he was in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Isaiah Washington.
Nope, Isaiah Washington's in the trailer.
No. But maybe he's part of that crew. Isaiah Bradley.
Okay.
Maybe he's from that crew, and they're going to have him be a character like from there and not be super tight to the comics, or they're going to, change somebody up because that's
one of the other more popular theories is that he is William Stryker.
Oh, that's weird.
Right, but he also said that none of what people have been saying is true.
I mean, that's an X-Men villain. I don't think you throw.
Well, the X-Men and Fantastic Four are a big part of the future of
yeah, but you have such a maybe Scourge. That'd be cool. You have such a huge palette of Captain America villains to pull for. Like he's 80 years of Captain America stories to pull from. I mean, and instead we pulled a Red Hulk or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that was, Harrison Ford trying to play coy about that there in an interview with someone is really, it was in an Indiana Jones interview. It was really funny. Like he's just looks confused and that probably wasn't an act. He's probably completely confused when they said Red Hulk and he was probably like, huh, what?
Yeah, he doesn't know that the character is red.
Marvel's going back to Comic-Con at San Diego this year, so they're going to have a big Hall H presentation, so maybe we'll find out then.
Yeah, which I don't know what they're going to do because there's D23, so there's usually now there's Comic-Con, there's D23, which has its own batch of stuff they're going to talk about. They release that schedule.
It seems like they do more movie stuff at Comic-Con, and then they save more of the TV stuff for like D23 since it's more.
No, but then they've been releasing a lot of the movies that stuff on the the investor calls, like is when they do the TV stuff because D23 is just the animated stuff.
Let me see.
What they released, D23 is going to have they're going to do more about the Spider-Man show they've been talking about for the last 4 years. They're going to do more about X-Men 97 season 2 is going to be in there.
All right.
And one of the other animated, Wakanda Forever? Is that what it is? But the animated movies or animated TV shows are what they're going to dig into at D23 based on the also 30 years of Toy Story, by the way.
Wow. Jesus. I actually have a full list of everything that's coming to Comic-Con. We're not doing that today. I'm going to save that for closer to Comic-Con. I'm looking at I'm looking for just the Marvel thing real fast.
Yeah, I would assume they haven't announced anything yet, but apparently Feige's going to be there.
Yeah, that's it. Marvel Studios from 6 to 7. It's only an hour. Marvel Studios president and producer Kevin Feige and special guests provide an inside look at the ever-expanding Marvel Cinematic Universe. So yeah, so there's nothing there for them.
I think you get your longer teaser for Captain America. I bet you get a teaser for Agatha, another one.
I mean,
And I bet you get one slide of the roadmap for next year and what it's going to look like. Because you have Thunderbolts, right? You have Captain America. You have Ironheart's got to get released at some point. They filmed it 7 years ago.
We have the Fantastic Four will probably have a presence there since that's coming out next year. That's coming out in July.
Maybe. I mean, their Hall H's were typically like 2 hours long.
Blade is still scheduled for November.
Yep, stop.
And Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, but they're still 2-3 years away, whatever they're going to be.
So wait, Fantastic Four schedule for next July?
July 25th.
How bad are those special effects going to be?
They haven't started filming yet.
That's what I mean. How awful are those special effects going to be?
I don't know.
Because we have proved that Marvel cannot rush special effects anymore.
Unless they change. Didn't they unionize? I don't know.
I think some of them joined IATSE, but then IATSE is supposed to go on strike too because they had a different cycle than the Screen Actors Guild.
According to the Marvel book, Marvel Studios, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, an official timeline, officially confirms that Scarlet Witch is dead.
Yep.
Dead. So she's not appearing in Agatha. I had a whole outline that I made at work with notes and bullet points and left it at work.
Yeah.
So she's dead.
Well, until they bring her back. Which apparently is maybe what's going to happen in Agatha, and then we're back to the Scarlet Witch being back just in time for Thunderbolts.
Supposedly she's not in Agatha at all.
And then Thunderbolts is just a remake of the David Ayer's Suicide Squad, where Scarlet Witch is the Enchantress character, and they put together the Thunderbolts team to go stop her.
There we go.
You laugh.
No, I laugh and
totally see that happening.
I laugh in sarcasm. Kevin Feige had to explain to some executives at Disney what the term pegging meant because of the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. And I think that's just the best story.
Well, because I'm sure it's rating listed due to this. And they said, oh, what deviant sexual acts are in this movie that are giving us an R rating?
But he had to actually explain to his colleagues what the term pegging meant. His full quote is, "I know what pegging is. It's in the first Deadpool movie, but there were people I work with who didn't know what it was. I had to explain it to them." That's phenomenal.
Sounds delightful. On that note, hi, Mom.
Great time. If you're watching or listening somewhere and don't know what it is, do a incognito browser search on it.
Yeah. Don't use your work device.
Do not use your work device. Deadpool and Wolverine sequel chances and MCU future addressed by Ryan Reynolds. That's not part of the movie's DNA. So they didn't use this movie as a vehicle to set up future sequels for Deadpool. They wanted to tell its own story in this.
But they all keep saying that. I keep seeing articles that Hugh Jackman will be Wolverine going forward, which is an awful decision.
Yeah.
Because again, like I get so, but I don't want to CGI Wolverine. Like,
no,
do him again. Do him right. Like I like his take on it, but it's a take on it. Let somebody else get their shot. We've had 19 Batman since we got Wolverine. Yeah, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine.
I think it's a good time to actually pass the torch on Wolverine. Maybe give him one more cameo somewhere in another movie down the line, maybe. But I think it's time, depending on what this movie does.
Look, unless they're going to play then everybody's back for Secret War.
Here's a good question from Dom. Since we're on the Marvel topic, who is one character you would be disappointed that doesn't show up in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie? Jack, any idea?
I would be shocked if we don't get a Mr. Sinister reference.
Not reference, but what would you see him show up?
It's tough because I don't know. Well, it would be so. You know what? Since he's already been in, I would be what was it? Disappointed, right?
Yeah,
If
disappointed.
we don't get more Kelsey Grammer as Beast in this,
That's a good one.
I'd be
That's a
disappointed.
good one. I am going to be disappointed if the engineer doesn't show up. I'm still waiting for that to
Yep.
pay off.
Well, so take back, right? We just ranked all the X-Men movies except for Days of Future Past because F that movie.
I
Um,
ranked that movie. Thank you very much. I
last
ranked
week,
that movie.
out of all of those movies, who would you be disappointed if you didn't get to see again?
Honestly, I would love to see Michael Fassbender show up as Magneto, even though I know it's not going to happen. That's the one, like not so much Ian McKellen, because you know, maybe, but I really think Michael Fassbender is the perfect choice to keep going forward with that role.
Yeah,
And he's not making any more Apple movie. He's not doing any more Assassin's Creed
he's
movies.
finally almost the right age to do it.
Yeah.
Ian McKellen is 85.
He also was injured too recent, but I mean the movie's
Well,
already
yeah, he was
done.
doing stunts and.
No, he fell off the stage.
Oh yeah,
He fell off the stage in a play.
it wasn't because he was doing stunts in Deadpool and Wolverine.
No, my man just went oops.
Yeah, it happens. We've all done it.
Um,
Sometimes it's you, sometimes it's the stage, but we've all done it.
That emo Batman is pretty much the best Batman. James McAvoy, that's a great pull. That would have been the other option that I would have gone. They've already said that they reached out to Robert Downey Jr. and he said no, he couldn't make it work with his schedule. They were going to have an Iron Man. I figure maybe we'll get some footage of Iron Man, maybe
Whatever.
clip of something. I'm not doing any kind of a search on the internet. I am going to get tickets and go see it that Thursday as well because I want the popcorn bucket. I need something to do Thursday night.
Good call. Look, my thing with the whole thing is like cameos and stuff is great, but tell me a good story. Just tell me a story.
Pegging popcorn bucket. What?
Yeah, enjoy that. Look, you do what you're going to do in the theater. That's up to you. Just don't Pee Wee Herman it.
Dom's got all these good pulls right now. Dom had said he would love to see Tom Cruise's Iron Man since we didn't get it in Multiverse of Madness. Dom, I'm gonna put a ban on Multiverse of Madness. Just mentions.
I don't think you get a Tom Cruise in a Disney Fox movie.
Then again, nobody expected him to show up in Tropic Thunder, right?
No, but that's still. I think that's still Warner Brothers Universal. Sean,
Okay.
is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you get him to jump studios.
I mean,
he's all in on Universal.
He's all in on Universal. He signed a first look deal with Warner Brothers, but letting him pop up, I mean, it's not the same people over there at Warner Brothers anymore, right?
It is still
Is
Zaslav.
Oh, never mind. Maybe it's not going to happen then.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't think you get him jumping universes like that or jumping studios.
I would love to see it. I think it would be great. I guess.
Well played there, Dom.
Thank you, Dom.
Speaking of, don't Pee Wee Herman it in the theater.
I want the popcorn bucket because I need something to do. Ayo. You should have ended that with the Chia. Come on now.
No, he ended it with a little Ed McMahon.
Ghost Rider. Right? Ghost Rider'd be a great thing, but if they're going to do a Ghost Rider, I want to see the Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Was Ghost Rider Fox?
Maybe.
It had to be. Yeah, it had to be Fox.
No, because we didn't put it on our Fox list.
Oh. Should we have put it on our Fox list?
I'm going to tell you in a second. Sony. Ghost Rider was
really?
Sony. No.
Oh, it's interesting. Yeah, that is actually exactly what you said. The quote there, Frank.
I know it is.
It's good.
Yeah,
I would take Robbie Reyes. I would take Nick Cage as the old. I think we pitched this one a while ago, right? Nicolas Cage is the older Johnny Storm.
Yeah,
not Johnny Storm. Johnny Blaze.
Speaking of stuff that I didn't mention this in the stuff that I'm watching. They did find out that Fitz is an LMD. Moving on.
Great. Glad you're catching up.
All right, so we got 3 shows to talk about.
Yep.
Do you want to start with the one that has the biggest question mark?
Sure.
I have a couple of
10. I don't even know which one that is, but let's go for it.
Solved. First of all, Daisy Ridley hints that cameras may start rolling in 2025 for her new Star Wars movie, but she hasn't read the script yet. So, if filming goes as planned, that Daisy Ridley Star Wars vehicle could be out around 26 or 27.
Oh,
Mm.
it's in a while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And before we dig into the Acolyte, there's a Star Wars auction coming up.
Nope.
Here's a couple of the items that are up for auction in the Star Wars thing.
Yep.
Carrie Fisher's handwritten resume / biography discussing her film role as Princess Leia in the Star Wars film circa 1981. The bid is at $800.
What are we doing? Like what?
The original Richard Miller bronze sculpture shown to costume designer Nilo Rodis Jamiro to get hired to create the slave Leia costume. That's $3,000.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're doing. Jack McGinty says skip the Acolyte talk though.
Nah, we're gonna do it real fast. The actual bikini made costume, $31,000.
Yeah, but then you realize how tiny Carrie Fisher was back then. You were like, oh.
The screen matched Star Wars Episode 4 Gold Leader TIE Killer Y-Wing Starfighter filming miniature with lights, $300,000.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with all this.
I don't know what that is.
Is Disney losing money, or is George Lucas trying to keep the ranch?
I don't know. But
is he in trouble, or is the Yellowstone family trying to take over the Duttons, trying to buy out Skywalker Ranch?
The Din Djarin hero helmet, $20,000.
Nope.
Okay, it's a miniature that they used in the thing that's up for $300,000. Anyway, so the Acolyte, aired a show.
They did. It felt vaguely reminiscent of a show they already aired.
I mean, you literally replayed the third episode and just did it from another point of view.
Yep.
Normally, I like an episode like that.
Yes.
I did not, however, like this episode like that.
Yeah, I think that the problem with it in general is, and this is for me, right? There's people that love this show. There's a lot of people that don't like this show, for a variety of reasons, most of which are dumb. But I don't like it just because it's not for me. I don't think I never got invested in the characters to care about the other side. I was like, well, whatever. Because they didn't do enough storytelling with the actual characters that matter on the show, for me to care about May and Osha. Like, we got some cool reveals, right? So we get the reveal that May and Osha are really, and I bet the story that everybody's saying they were created with the Force, I think they were just split with the Force. I think somebody was pregnant when they ran off, and then that one person, which is why both of them are so messed up. And I don't know if you get them reunited by the Force at the end.
I think that I will hammer home this point again, that Saul is the worst effing Jedi ever. Worst Jedi.
I mean, he does some pretty bad things, but the Carrie, what's her name?
Carrie Ann Moss.
Yeah, she. I mean, she committed genocide on the entire population of that planet. So you know
that was cool, but it wasn't, because the Wookiee got possessed. So, what you're saying is the Wookiee's mind isn't as strong as some of the other minds, right? So the Wookiee got possessed by all the witches.
Right.
Right. And then when she forced all the witches out of the Wookiee's mind, all the witches died?
Yes.
What the F? And then, so the mother that everybody thought was evil was actually going to kind of give herself up, it looked like, to...
Well, she was going to let May leave.
She was going to let May leave.
Yeah.
And Saul stabbed her. Killed her. And then, and then when the two twins, and he's holding them, he was like, F you, I'm going to save you.
Yeah, I don't think
any of this.
No, I don't have a problem with Saul not being around at the end of the series. If they get rid of him, I'm fine with that. So I don't I don't get the point.
No,
Right? Like, cool. So he's gone. Okay, so like, what are we going to do? Another episode or another
they're
season?
calling for a season 2 now.
Because like, I don't understand the point of this season, so I don't know what season 2. Like, we still don't know, and there's a lot of work to do in this final episode, which they're definitely not going to get to.
So here, real fast, we're not gonna spend time on these because I want to talk about the other 2 shows that were way, 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 way better. Here's 10 things that need to be wrapped up real fast in one episode, which is probably going to be about 27, 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
Given how far how we're doing
Right.
now, yes.
Okay, what's May's reaction to Saul telling the truth? That has to be top of the list.
Yeah.
Right? That's one of the things. Is Mother Coral still alive? That's a huge thing too.
Sure.
Okay.
Which one's she? She's spiky hair?
She was the spiky haired witch.
Got it.
What's the name of the planet that they're on? The unknown place. I don't care as much about that right now. Is Khmer a true Sith? One thing that I didn't notice because I don't listen closely enough and pay much attention is every time he's on air, Kylo Ren's theme plays in the background.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right.
So is it Knights of Ren, though?
Possibly. That would be cool. That would be a cool step. Does Master Soul die? I sure hope so. At this point, I don't root for Jedi to die usually. This man needs to die.
Yeah, if he's still alive at the end of the show's doing the wrong thing.
Yeah. Does Khmer have a Sith Master? That's something that needs to be...
Because he's just this weird soul,
Right.
this weird guy that was obsessed with this little girl that he met and was like, I'm taking her. I was like, oh, okay.
How did he get the scar on his back? Is it from the lightsaber whip from Vernestra? You know? Does Osha join the dark side?
Maybe.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
Do I care?
No.
No.
No. Oh, this is a great one. Are Khmer and Osha going to have a full-blown romance? Who cares? I don't need it. I don't want to know it. I don't need it.
No.
And will we learn what really happened on Brendok? Probably not. Probably not. Because
we don't have time.
we don't have time.
There's not time to answer any of
Now
those
I don't
questions.
care.
No, like I said, they didn't do enough. They didn't do enough to engage me in any of the storylines that I actually. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to watch. No, because I can. I can wait to watch it, but I'm gonna get it out of the way and finish it finally. Look, Matt's working on his trolling skills from you.
He is. We need a Soul spinoff. We do. Yeah. So this show stinks. This show's awful.
Yeah, and look, I'm completely on the fact that they didn't do enough to draw me in to make me care about the characters. Look, there's another show that I listen to that like raves about the show, and I'm like, I'm definitely not watching. But half of their show raving about it is not understanding why everybody else is like, this show's crap.
I watched a couple clips of a guy that does review the show, and he makes some really good points about things that people are upset about and why they shouldn't be as far as lore things go.
Oh, I don't even care about that.
And that's cool. Now, I don't care why people are upset, but still, Matt's right. This show stinks. And that's all I have to say about it.
Okay.
Let's go with The Boys.
Sure. A lot happened this week.
What did you think in this episode of The Boys? What did you think?
Look, to get into shows that know how to set up a finale, this is a show that knows how to set up a finale because you had a bunch of plates spinning, you knocked some of them off, you spun some of them even faster, and then you've added new plates into the mix that are maybe going to get wrapped up, maybe not, but they pack so much show into their 45 minutes or 50 minutes or whatever. Like, it's the two other shows that aren't, like, Acolyte puts like maybe 7 minutes of show into a 27-minute show.
Right.
The Boys is putting like 2 hours of content into these 50-minute shows. Like, you get Ryan really developing, right? Ryan starting to be like, hey, I'm not just Homelander's kid, but I think we get a little bit more of the bipolarness of that character right now.
God, that song with the Muppets was fantastic.
Your whole closing credits too. If you didn't hang out and let Amazon take you away too fast.
Oh no,
it's
I let him.
3 minutes long. Yeah,
I'll have to go look at that.
Yeah, I mean, you get that. Starlight's in a bad spot right now because her powers are fritzing.
powers are
You got a
not even her.
fantastic fight scene
Yo, how about that Black Noir though?
where they played off the narcolepsy.
Well, that was great too.
Oh,
But the whole thing,
yeah. The whole episode was fantastic. The fight scene was great.
that sequence was
There with them with the deep, and you finally get to see Starlight. I don't need my powers, but I can just knock you around, which is great. Butcher does his thing. And then A Train reveals himself, which that was a little disappointing how we got to there, right? Like they've been building it up, building it up, building it up. It's like Homelander finds off camera it was A Train. That's a little lame. I don't think A Train makes it through the next episode.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we've said it before that Homelander knows where, if he wants, he knows where everybody is all the time.
Right. And
So
he fired Sister Sledge.
Sage, still
Same
Sage.
thing. It's the same person.
But so with that, I think she had all of this planned.
Yep.
She knew it was all going to happen. This is all part of her play. And I don't know which way we go with the shapeshifter and who he actually kills, and if it's I mean you can't kill Homelander till the end of season 5.
Right.
But I don't know. I think this is all. I don't think anything is off from her plan yet.
Did you?
Because she had to make herself dumb to manipulate the deep.
Right, but did you also notice the thing from Black Noir, where she apparently had something going on with him, where she lobotomized?
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
I think I said it before. Even with House of the Dragon that we're going to talk about in a second, I have not gotten her name once right. And sometimes I do it on purpose, and sometimes it's really, really just me messing it up, Dom. The people that write these Star Wars shows need to watch these other shows at how to develop the plots.
Or Lucasfilm could hire one of these other writers instead of keep hiring whatever writers they're finding now. Who, look, I don't think are intentionally trying to do a bad job. I just think they don't get it. I think
up. Go ahead.
What they might keep doing, and I don't know, is there's stories that these guys want to tell that are not Star Wars stories that they're then like, oh, well, here's my story. And then they go, well, we'll make this into a Star Wars story. But it wasn't supposed to be. So it's just not a good story. I think these are all written with the intention of like, these are our characters. These are where we're going with. And the other ones I feel like were stuff that they're just like cramming lightsabers into.
I think of the 3 shows, the Acolyte's always at the bottom, and the boys in House of the Dragon keep kind of flip-flopping between 1 and 2. This, for me, this week's House of the Dragon was not an action-packed show as far as fights and dragons and this and that, but there was so much subtle stuff and so much blatant stuff set up.
Yeah, I mean, it was the best show of the week.
It was so good. One of these things that grabbed a bunch of different memes that I watch on the app that you don't download. Damon, just like me, avoiding the main quest and only doing the fun side quests as he's repairing and chopping wood. And
yeah, it's weird what they're doing with that character.
Well, so it's as I've been not reading the book, but kind of looking at what happens. What they're doing with Damon is a direct change from the book. Damon in the book doesn't go to Harrenhal and declare himself king. Damon goes to Harrenhal to help his wife build an army.
Yeah, these it's starting to drive me nuts when you try and read articles about this show. How many are just like blah blah blah, and then they don't even spring it on you. Like in the book, it's this, and it's like whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I know that happens to these characters now that I kind of wish I didn't, and I'm not articulating that here because I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
But like every article now just is throwing spoilers for the book like halfway through. Like everybody read the Song of Ice and Fire book. Like no, nobody read it. Nobody read it.
No, nobody's reading your books right now because we're waiting for the Winds of Winter.
Nobody even read Game of Thrones.
Well, I read the first 3.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like of the millions of people that watch this show, nobody read this book.
No, absolutely.
And if they did, you read it 10 years ago at this point. 15 years ago.
this episode was so good in so many ways, and there was so much going on with them peeling the Valyrian armor off the king that's
Oh,
not
it's
even.
wild.
I was crazy, and Aemon taking over instead of Alicent. Everybody voting to put Aemon in charge instead of Alicent, who ran the kingdom for a little while.
Mhm.
Um, Corlys mourning his wife, and the biggest dragon in the realm hasn't even appeared yet, and that looks like it's coming next week.
I think we'll see it a few times. We'll see if it gets tamed. Which that was the thing that pissed me off with the article. It was like, oh, these are the dragons that haven't been claimed yet. I was like,
Right,
oh, cool. And it
right.
lists them, right?
Well,
There's 6 of them.
and there's one of them I already know from, again, and I'm not going to say it, but I already know from reading one of these articles. So and so does so and so with so and so.
Right. The next line in the article is like, here's who gets all those dragons. I'm like, what?
Yeah. And it, yeah. Matt's question: do you think Alicent knows she fucked up? Yes, she does. She knew the moment Rhaenyra told her that the Song of Fire and Ice was a story her father told her. So 100% she knows she messed up. And she's in so deep now that she knows she can't do anything about it.
Yeah, and she
Truly.
can't tell anybody else either. So
No, she can't. But there was so much plot set up in this. Rhaenyra's son going off and like basically getting a quarter of the realm on her side. He got the Vale. He got the Tullys, who I still hate, even though it's way before time for Tully time to be, the phrase to be a thing over there. I still hate them because I know
yeah.
it's coming, you bastards. Um,
Well, depending on how that works out, but they promised the phrase Harrenhal. So
you
but
could
who's
promise someone anything.
gonna pay for Harrenhal though?
The Starks are slowly moving south. They'll get there next season at some point, probably about mid-season. Yeah, I could see. Matt said he doesn't think it really hit her until Aemon took over.
Well, so we have 3 episodes left.
3 episodes of House of the Dragon, 1 episode of The Boys, and 1 episode of The Acolyte.
So yeah, so lots going on. Oh, and the other piece with Damon was getting the Blackwoods to go that all overstepped and lost him the buy-in, and Rhaenyra maybe the buy-in of the entire Riverlands.
Yeah. It's
Or
crazy.
was that all
No,
a hallucination?
Well, the hallucination might be the woman. And we didn't even mention the little hallucination he had where he's like making out with his mom. That was his mother. That was his mom, dude.
Yeah.
This
Who
show
we haven't seen since the first episode. So wait, good for them pulling her back in.
Weird though with that.
Oh no, we didn't see her in the first episode. That was Viserys' wife.
George Martin's a freak.
Well, we also got I don't know who I don't know what Rhaenyra's sending back, what the plan is back at King's Landing. I noticed there's another character in King's Landing they keep bringing up quite a bit.
Which one?
So
There's 2 I'm thinking of off the top of my head.
The guy with the baby.
Okay.
Or with the one with the sick kid.
Yes. Well,
Who-
so this
Yeah.
isn't a spoiler, but he's in the preview for next week at Dragon Stone for dinner. So
do you think we get the other dude that was mouthing off at the bar too? Do you think that was a setup of, oh, hey, this guy says that he's related?
Possibly. And what about the maiden that snuck into King's Landing and knocked on a door and went inside? I mean, there's something there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's a lot of interesting stuff moving.
That's what I love about that show. And even the original Game of Thrones did it really well.
Mhm.
There was they set stuff up, and then there's stuff underneath that they set up that you don't even realize until like 4 episodes later, and you're like, oh shit. That's the stuff I like. The Acolyte does the exact opposite.
100%.
It doesn't set anything up that you go, oh shit. You're watching it and you're going, oh shit, like it's not even a hate watch. It's an annoying watch now.
Yeah, but we're almost there. So we'll get to the end of that soon.
One more.
So I think that's all the stuff this week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for dropping us a rating if you're listening on iTunes, where you get your podcasts. Anywhere else, say hi, tell a friend. If you're local in the Northeast Philly area this week, I'll be at the Eddington House on Saturday night with the band Fab Fly. So check out and see that. If you're not, you can always see where else. You can find me at jackkidmusic.com. Frank's going to be
playing some hockey,
doing some things. So, he loves a crowd. So go find him wherever he's at.
Yeah.
And
Don't. No.
And we'll talk to you all real soon. Have a great week.
See you, everybody. Oh, wait. One more loop. There it is. Bye.